Hey, what's up everybody? Slifail is here. Thanks again for watching and welcome to my new subscribers. If you're new to my channel, I'm trying to bring you cryptocurrency news in an entertainment kind of way, so it's easy for you to digest. So, as mentioned earlier in my videos, I have an interview today with the Chief Digital Officer of Humaniq. So, today you're gonna know more about all the ins and outs of Humaniq and where they stand with the project. So let's go! So, as indicated earlier, we have an interview today with Humaniq. So, I present to you Mr. Derin Cag from the UK.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good, what about yourself?
Yeah, I'm fantastic, thanks.
Yeah. How's the weather in the UK?
Yes, up and down. Today it's actually quite sunny, so that's good.
Good. Okay, so Darren, can you tell a little bit more about yourself, your career background, how you got involved in Humaniq, your position within Humaniq?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm the founder of Richtopia, which is a digital platform. We use information to enrich people's lives. We've had lots of influential readers at Richtopia, so people like Richard Branson has read it, and people like Ariana Huffington, and a long list of names that I could go through. So we use experts to provide information to enrich people's lives. And the different notion is that the journalists are less and the experts are more. So only 20% of the writers are actually professional writers, and the other 80% are experts at doing what they do. So for example, if you wanted to become a banker, would you get advice from a journalist or would you get advice from a banker or anything like that? So that was the notion that we took and we ran with it. I'm also the co-founder of Marketing Runners with Tim Campbell, MBE, and that is a consultancy service that we do lots of different marketing for a few world-leading economists and lots of different organizations. So work with a range of clients from startups to multinational organizations. And then there's Blockchain Age, which I co-founded with Dinis Squada. And that Dinis Squada is actually the CEO currently at Humanic. Yeah. And that's the leading blockchain research and consultancy firm. So that's the main things from my background. I also do lecturing to master's degree students. I teach them marketing and for brands and alternative marketing as well. So lots of digital related stuff. The way I got involved in Humanic is I started off as an advisor. Alex Falk contacted me a few times and we started off as an advisor. Still doing lots of advising stuff. I'm also helping out with a lot of the digital strategy currently.
Good. So that's an impressive track record there you have. Okay,
Thanks.
so can you tell my viewers a little bit about what Humaniq is all about, how it started, what the mission is, the vision?
Yeah. So the mission of Humaniq is to bank everyone. So the 2 billion people who currently do not have bank accounts, mainly because they don't have access to identification. They don't have any official identification. So the mission is to bank these people. And the way it's done is through using cutting-edge technology, so blockchain and biometrics. Biometrics in the sense that they don't have to know how to read and they don't have to have actual official documentation, because once they have a face scan, it should create an account for them. So that's the main mission. It started with Alex Falk's vision. So Alex Falk had a vision where he wanted to add lots of value and social good, and he shared his vision with Dmitry Kaminsky, and then it just took off from there. And then they contacted us in the UK, and they also contacted Dinis. Dinis was writing a lot of things on these concepts. So at the time, no one actually knew each other, but they had read lots of Dinis's stuff, and they had read some of my stuff as well on biometric technology and blockchain technology, and they thought, these guys they know a lot about what they're talking about, so I think we should work together, and that's how we started working together with Humanic.
Yeah. Okay, great. So can you explain some possible use cases that can emerge with Humaniq? So for the unbanked people, but also from a business perspective.
Yeah, so there's a few. There's money transfer, so they can transfer their tokens from one to another. There's also small shops where people could go to and, for example, in Africa, and exchange things like money for the HMQ token inside that store. And then remote work could be another one. So it allows people to be paid remotely. So they could be working in a far, far place and still get paid for their services or for their products or for their produce if they're farmers.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
No, I was just saying. So how does it work if you want to do remotely work? Is that also something that is being facilitated in the app?
Yeah, it is. So it's similar to how Amazon Mechanical Turk
Yeah.
works or Fiverr. There'll be a system within the app for people to create jobs and services for other people and where they can be paid for those things. So initially it's case one. So we're going to be working on the case one, which is the money transfer. So the ability to exchange these tokens and possibly exchange also fiat currencies. So the Great British Pound and the United States dollar. So we're looking into those. And then second case would be the remote work stuff. So once that's established, then we'll have like a built-in remote work system. There's lots of websites that can give us case studies. There's freelancer.com, the people per hours and all of those sites. But this will be within the app and it'll be a lot faster and the middle fees will be a lot less. And then another case would be something like a charity without corruption. So because of blockchain technology, everything's transparent. You can see every single transaction from the beginning until the present. So as a result, there's so much transparency. And for example, in some places in the world, there may be corruption, but when you're using blockchain technology to provide them with specific amounts of funding and so forth, you can track where that goes. And you can also set up smart contracts so as to make sure that people receive those payments in small chunks, a small step at a time, and you can monitor things better. So that's why it helps defeat corruption in a lot of ways. And then another thing is there's two things in one actually. There's the group surety lending and the peer-to-peer lending, which is sort of two things in one. So that will also be included inside the application's platform. So similar to a lot of, in a way, crowdfunding websites, but also similar to websites where you can get loans, but peer-to-peer loans, but with lower fees again, because we're using blockchain technology, which is the transformative technology we're using. And the importance of using the blockchain technology actually is because we'll be dealing with microfinance, so small amounts of money. Some people may only want $100 loan, right?
Yeah.
We can't be charging them 10%, $10 for $100 loan.
Yeah.
Sort of. Yeah, I think that's a bit ridiculous. So it'll be minimal, negligible. So it'll be pennies on the dollar in terms of fees. And that's the main thing in terms of, for example, there is a few, so I don't know if you heard of Muhammad Yunus.
No, I've not heard about him.
Yeah, he's founded the Grameen Bank.
Okay,
and it has 2,000 plus branches all across the world and helps with microfinance. So with concepts like that, but making it a lot faster and the fees a lot lower and a lot more or less corruption.
Yeah. Sounds great. Interesting. So what is the strategy that Humaniq, let's say, uses to go to market?
Yeah, so currently it's all outlined on the main Humanic website. So the main strategy is getting the technology right. So that's what everyone's focusing on currently, focusing on the technology and making sure that there's no bugs in the system. Hence the reason that currently the beta version is using it's not using the actual currency, because if something goes wrong, then it's not the actual money being transferred, it's test currencies. So we'll be doing a lot of case studies, and go-to-market strategy will be to do a lot of pilots. So initially there'll be pilots on land in Africa, and the pilots will involve possibly people in the slums and people of the lowest, the people in the most poverty status, and the case studies will be there. And then once the case studies are successful and we receive all the feedback, we'll build upon that.
And how are you going to approach, let's say, the people in the slums? Because for me, it's a little bit intangible how you can reach those people.
Yeah, so there's plans. In terms of reaching those people, we have already ambassadors in more than 20 plus countries and a lot of ambassadors already in Africa. We also have people who have connections. For example, in Ghana, we're connections with the British Council in Ghana. So we'll get support from lots of different organizations, hopefully, and also with the support of our ambassadors. So that's going to be mainly it. And there's going to be lots of education programs as well, because some people, I know a lot of people already do have smartphones, but some people may not. So for those people, there will need to be an education process to help them in terms of using smartphones and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and then the whole consumer experience or the usability aspect is very important. And that's why I think the biometrics identification let's say system is a big advantage there, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, you may not, there'll be languages inside it, but even if you don't know how to read, if you're not literate, then you can still use the application because it's just your face. You just scan your face, and maybe when fingerprint phones, the phones that use fingerprints, become cheaper, then we may use the fingerprint as well in addition to the facial recognition. But currently those phones they start from over $50 for the fingerprint ones. Hence the reason we didn't go with the fingerprint. But next, you don't know, it might be a lot cheaper. If it's less than $20 for those phones, if it becomes that cheap, then we'll probably look into adopting that bio identification too.
Yeah, and how would these people, let's say that are earning approximately $1 to $2 a day, grab a hold of a phone of $50 or more?
Yeah, so a lot of people already do have. So it's not going to be the first. It's not going to be the $50 or more phones. So that's why it's $20 or less. So that's the thing. That's why we'll go. That's why initially the idea is to go with face recognition, and it's secure as well. It's actually the most secure one after biometric fingerprints. And then in terms of the other question, it's for people to have access. A lot of people already do have smartphones in Africa. Actually, more people have smartphones than they have electricity, according to the statistics. But we'll also be providing free smartphones to people as well. The foundation side of Humanic will provide free smartphones to quite a substantial amount of people too. So it'll be a bit of both, and then there'll be loans as well. Loans will be given to people so that they can purchase the smartphones, and there'll be affordable loans that they can pay over a long period of time as they work, trying to help build the economy. You know, the Sustainable Development Goals. So it's touching quite a few of those currently.
Okay, and with regards to parties like M-Pesa, it's a pretty well adopted system there in Africa. So I've heard. I don't know if it's true. But why would people move over to Humaniq? What is the incentive for people to move over to Humaniq, let's say, versus such kind of service?
So it's quite a few things. So firstly, it's the technology. The technology that we use is unprecedented. So the biometrics and the blockchain. For example, starting with the blockchain, I actually wrote a note on blockchain before called the 4 pillars of blockchain technology. So the 4 pillars, they apply to almost everything that blockchain technology is used in. So for example, in our case, first, the blockchain provides a lot better transparency. Second, provides a lot better security. And third, it connects with the machines so that the machines are a lot safer. And in terms of from crime, they become safer from manipulation so that you can't manipulate a lot of the information. And fourthly, it reduces intermediaries. So your data is your data. In terms of, for example, if an intermediary was to get hacked, for example, in the past, then all the data that's in that intermediary would also get lost with it. Hence, Swift sometimes gets hacked and millions are missing with it. So these are the strengths of the blockchain technology. And then we have the biometric technology as well, which also has lots of strengths in itself. So additional security and ease of use. So these are some of the main things for that. So, I mean, they're the main things. And then with M-Pesa as well, it's the accessibility. So with the Humanic application, you can use it over 3G internet. So that it uses is kilobytes. So it's not even megabytes. So as a result, 3G is fair enough. It's fast enough for the Humanic application.
Sounds good. So during the ICO, it was indicated that you had raised enough funds to do a pilot in India, but is that now then off the table? Because I hear you talking about pilots in Africa, because I know that was the second stage of expansion to go to Africa, but during the ICO there were no funds collected there. So is the India pilot done, or have you moved the focus directly to Africa?
So there has been a pilot in India. Alex Falk was in India. I think it was during the pre-ICO stage, and it was actually really successful. So the people loved the concept, and the feedback they provided was constructive. They said they would use something like this as soon as they can get hands on something like this as well. And a lot of people as well, all over the world. So even here, they say, you know, blockchain technology is so hard. How do we use it? It's so complicated. Only if you understand it, you can currently use it. So with this application, for example, when email first started, and I know a lot of people use this example, but no one could actually send emails unless they were technical savvy, and if they were actually coders themselves. Eventually, applications were built on top of that so that it's ease of use, so that even a child or an old person or someone with no knowledge of technical abilities were able to use it. So it's the same thing here now with blockchain technology. We'll build an application similar to email when it started, where anyone should be able to use it with ease, the blockchain.
Perfect. And in terms of the details of the pilot, what was it exactly about, the pilot in India?
So it was a competition sort of thing. So Alex Falk went to India. There's actually a video on YouTube about it. So if you search for Humanic India, it should be one of the first videos that come up on YouTube, and it shows the videos from the actual pilot being tested, where Alex Falk speaks with the people, who gives them, this is before the beta and the alpha application was built. So Alex Falk used paper notes as an example for people trading. So that's mainly it, but the video is available, so I recommend looking at that, because that's where you'll get the best information for the pilot.
I will link it also in the description. That's good. That's fine. Okay, so I've also read that that you guys have joined with the Barclays TechStars Accelerator. So what added value is Barclays giving to you?
So with it's called the ThinkRise Accelerator, and it provides actually lots of support in terms of the operations side and some in terms of the administration side as well. So that's the main benefits of working with them. And also it helps in terms of accelerating the process, because they have an ecosystem already built and lots of networks in the financial sphere. And the thing with banks is that currently a lot of banks are moving out of Africa. For them, their strategy is to focus more on the West and on Europe, where they're already successful. And they've not been so successful in Africa, hence the reason they decided to move away. So for us, there's not a lot of competition in that area from here.
Sorry, go ahead.
Hence a lot of people from financial institutions are happy to help.
But how should I see this? Are they also like a kind of incubator, that they have a particular share now in Humanic as well?
No. So it's just simply an incubator, and they're supporting. Okay,
great, good to know.
But there's some support from other areas as well that I thought I would quickly mention. So with Deloitte as well. Deloitte are helping us with a lot of things, especially with the security side and the AMLs and the KYC sort of stuff. Deloitte is helping us with all the regulatory stuff. And then we had an event inside Cambridge University where we had a circle, like a round table, and we're having discussions like a democracy where we're arguing with one another, we're challenging one another with lots of ideas. This is to make sure that Humanic becomes the best of itself that it possibly can, because by arguing with one another and coming challenging the concepts that we have, we can only improve the concept of Humanic. So we'll be having more roundtable meetings. We're going to try to get them in lots of different universities and different establishments, and we're going to want to get the community involved as well in this process too. So there's quite a lot happening. And also on Thursday at 5 p.m. BST British time, Dinner Squad is going to be doing a live Ask Me Anything session, and inside that session, he's going to make a few actually big announcements on the day as well. I can't really say what they are.
So we need to stay tuned for that. So is that going to be live streamed on the Humanic YouTube channel as well?
It's going to be live on the Facebook Live.
Okay,
yeah.
If you can send me the link for that, then I'll also bring it up in the description.
Yeah, sure, I'll send it.
Yeah. So in terms of development, we are also 8 minutes to go. So in terms of development, so when is it expected to have, let's say, the app live, the final product?
Yeah. So the app should be live this year, within 2017. The beta version is already out. Main concern is to make sure that it's secure enough for everyone to start using. But we want the application, a usable application with the real thing, to be out and usable as soon as possible. But we also have the security side, which is so important. We want to make sure that everything goes right. And that takes a while, but it's this year, so it should be out, and the real application that you can use. And I look forward to using it personally as well. So yeah, very exciting. So are there any final words for my viewers that you would like to share, Darren? Yeah, so I would say get involved in our community. We're trying to make a really good difference for a lot of people, so we're trying to make a difference. I think this initiative is going to make so much difference in the world. You know, initially maybe for a small group of people, but over the longer period, we want to make a big difference for 2 billion plus unbanked people in the world. So please get involved in our community and support us, and even give us feedback with your ideas, whether they're constructive criticism, so you can challenge us as much as you want, and we'll actually take your feedback and we can build upon that, or whether you attend our events or just engage with us on social media. So yeah, just get involved, I would say. Well said, well said. Well, Darren, thank you very much for your time, and hope we speak to each other soon in the future, maybe face to face next time. Yeah, we can grab some coffee. If you're in London, give me a shout. I will definitely do that. Thank you very much, Darren. Yeah, thanks, Levi. Have a good evening. You too. See you. Take care. Bye. Take care. Bye-bye. So that was the interview with Darren of Humaniq. And I also spoke with Darren a little bit more offline, and to get back to some questions from my viewers, because my viewers were indicating they didn't met the ICO target. But don't forget, it was just an ICO to create awareness. But it doesn't mean that they are funded to do their projects, because there are several other investors that have invested in Humaniq. And the leadership team as such also has a lot of liquidity. Again, the ICO was just to create awareness. So I will keep following Humaniq. I will keep you updated on their progress. That's it for today. Thanks again for watching. Peace out.